So I never really understood the importance of our names. In fact, it was 3 things that I've come across over the past month that have actually made me stop for a second and consider the significance of our names. So the first one's quite random. I saw a meme that said, do you realise that when you tell someone your name, you're just telling them what noise they should make when they want something from you? So that was interesting, but it didn't really have a profound change on my life or anything like that, except sort of making me reluctant to tell people my name. The second thing was when I was listening to Macklemore's new song, Glorious, for the first time. And the line that stuck with me the most was, I heard you die twice. Once when they bury you in the grave, and the second time is the last time that somebody mentions your name. And then I realised how much of a legacy and how many memories and values and experiences we can leave behind with just one word. And that word is our name. But the opposite can also happen. And I realised this when I was reading a book for school. And throughout the entire book, one of the main characters wasn't given a name. And despite them being one of the main characters, even after they were viciously killed at the end of the book, I found it really hard to empathise with them. And that's when I realised the scariest and probably the most dangerous thing we can possibly do with a name. And that is not give people one. I heard sirens blaring. Mum told me to stay inside. She told me snuggle up and tomorrow everything will be fine. And it was. He heard gunshots ring, then silence. 3, 2, 1, he grabs his siblings and runs, nameless, faceless, screaming yet voiceless. 1, 2, click. The perfect snapshot of our lives, reeling in the lights, unlike the snap of her father's neck, but she can't stop them, so they search her house at 2 a.m. and I hate examinations. But the tests never stop for them. When I press my pen to paper, they press her back to walls. Spent hundreds of dollars on a formal dress that she made. And from it she made 10 cents, and little do I know, it's stitched from her endless threads of suffering. And we gladly take no time wondering why the shouts of men are the songs she falls asleep to. I play Little Lady on my restless nights and drift off to its soothing beat. But this little lady hears her stomach growl on repeat. This little lady knows finding dinner is a feat and the truth trickles in the sky. The sun beams so powerfully it just wants us to realise that every time night falls, our beds cuddle us with ignorance and convince us of the lie that just like us, every child in the world is fine. And even though his teeth are yellow, they are rays of hope like the sun, and our teeth are white, but not like angels, like the privilege tainting our skin, never grateful that it exists until we see a video on the news of refugee kids and the white becomes so blinding we change the channel. They tell us to wear our hearts on our sleeves, to remember we are not 7 billion, we are 1, and if they bleed, our hearts should feel pain for them, but I think we just can't stand the sight of our own organ. So we shrivel them up and pamper them, on our eyes wearing makeup to make up the lie that our vision is not clouded, and we coat ourselves in brands, layer after layer, to help us forget the ones who stitched our Nike and Gucci together, and I refuse to accept that we will never know their names, and that we'll continue to play this vicious game where all we do is take. I'm calling you to leave behind what is fake, because it's so real that my brothers have fun playing with toy guns and her brothers don't have fun, nor do they play with guns, they fight with guns. Survival rests with his rifle instead of shooting basketballs, shooting bullets that wound our humanity. So I shoot back words with my poetry, and our Facebook feed feeds us lies. Because despite the human rights videos we like, these children are still faceless in our eyes, and we endorse freedom of speech, yet censor out those without it. Would a terrorised city in Pakistan beat a terrorised city in London to the news? I doubt it. And don't get me wrong, all lives are of equal worth in my eyes, but when one lost life gets more attention than 100, I must question what our newspapers prioritise. So for the sake of the forgotten 99, I ask of you, be critical of what you see televised. I ask of you to think beyond what is fake, because Generation Z, it's our time to rise. These children need us to remove superficial reality cloaking our eyes, wearing ripped jeans and t-shirts as our armour. With the strongest weapon in hand, we must march with undying vigour for the children who are destined to march on battlefields forever. Because imagine for me that your friend next to you was dragged away and the chair that you sit on now was made of cold hard clay, and your favourite teacher gets 0 pay. Right now you look to me and I stand here with so much to say, but if I was half the world away, with him or her, nobody would listen or hang their heads in shame, because I wouldn't even have a name. Thank you.